Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, my main man, Tyson Fury, probably one of my favorite fighters in boxing today. Definitely one of my favorite fighters in boxing today. Listen, man, I may like him. I may be a fan of him. He may be on this wall, twice. I got him right there. I got him right there. Okay, so he's a fighter that I like. But the reality is, I keep that same energy for all fighters, even the ones I like. And he has retired once again. I think anybody who's followed Tyson Fury with any sense knows that this retirement and the timing of it is absolute and complete BS, because it all comes right around the time when Anthony Joshua and Usyk are about to fight. So this is all a tactic to see what's going to happen with Joshua and Usyk. You know, let's call a spade a spade. If you've been following the way Tyson Fury's been talking about Usyk over the years, you would be led to believe that Tyson Fury, he's not interested in fighting Usyk. To quote him himself, he even said that nobody cares about a heavyweight champion from the Ukraine. The heavyweight champion of the world has to be from the UK or America. It has to stay in the Western world, and he's not from it. So he made some ridiculously ignorant statements in that regard. And it's his unique way of saying, you know what, I don't want to fight that guy. He sees something at Usyk that he doesn't like. And he figures, you know what, maybe this fight is too much of a challenge, and I'm not going to get compensated for it enough. So if he wins, I actually think he probably will stay retired. Okay, now if Joshua wins, then I would expect Tyson Fury to fully come back and try to negotiate the biggest fight in the history of British boxing, as him and Anthony Joshua would at that point be fighting for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. But Tyson Fury, you know, he's been nothing short of a colossal mess. I mean, he wakes up in the morning and he figures out, how could I stir things up the most? He hires Isaac Lowe as his trainer. Well, no, he retires, he hires Isaac Lowe as his trainer, retires again. I mean, the guy is all over the place. I mean, he's retired so many times, it's actually hard to keep track of. I mean, he's passed Michael Jordan in retirements. He now has more retirements than heavyweight title defenses. So, with that being said, I think Tyson Fury is doing all this just to see if Usyk is going to win. If Usyk wins, he might actually stay retired, to be honest. He might. He might just stay retired. But now what this does is this now kind of like makes the heavyweight division a little bit more intriguing, because shout out to Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher, and all the fine folks there. They've went ahead and they've outright stripped Tyson Fury of the Ring Magazine lineal title, so he is no longer the lineal champion of the world. And now that will now be on the line in the Anthony Joshua versus Usyk fight this upcoming weekend. So the winner of this fight is the man in the division. You know, if Tyson, because we gotta take Tyson Fury, even though I think it's BS, we gotta take Tyson Fury at his word. He's retired, so therefore the lineal heavyweight championship of the world is on the line this weekend, and if whoever wins will be the man. But Tyson Fury still technically has a WBC belt. Now, a lot of people are questioning what's Fury going to do with the WBC belt. And I'm gonna say it like this. There's so many possibilities. All I see is possibilities with the WBC belt. Now, they've given him 2 weeks from a couple days ago to make a decision, and then they'll strip him of the belt. That I think will give him enough time to figure out what he wants to do after this Joshua Usyk fight plays out. But the WBC doesn't necessarily have to strip him of. I mean, they can strip him of the belt. But if we look at like who's number one and who's number two in the WBC rankings, you got Deontay Wilder, who's somehow number one, which I think is ridiculous. Which that's a whole video in itself. And then you got Parker, who's two, and then so you can make Wilder fight Helenius for the belt. The WBC doesn't have to. The WBC within their own rules, if you read them, could actually make Wilder versus Helenius for the WBC world title, which would be ridiculous, but it's possible, and it would be a great business opportunity for them. And the WBC never liked to turn down great business opportunities, you know. So The heavyweight division, I believe, does have some gray areas, and it will become a little bit of a mess now with this whole Tyson Fury thing. But Tyson Fury, I gotta say it, from going back in the past, watching old interviews, looking how he's talked about Usyk in the past, and I know you can't really put too much stock into what he says, but truthfully speaking, I think Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight Usyk. I from all the years, whether he's whether he's serious or whether he's happy or he's sad, anytime I've ever seen him talk about Usyk, all I've seen was a look of disinterest, just not being interested in the fight. And I don't blame him because, we've seen in the past when Fury fought a guy like Steve Cunningham, who's about the same size as Usyk, maybe a little bit smaller, what kind of problems he gave him. This is a guy, Usyk, who's much better than Steve Cunningham, who's a southpaw, who can punch a little bit, has amateur pedigree out the ass. The guy is a great fighter, Truly, I would say if Tyson Fury were to get a ring with Oleksandr Usyk, I think the best boxer he would have ever fought. Best fighter he's ever fought. Oleksandr Usyk, A+ fighter. Fury is normally used to having the speed advantage and the athleticism advantage. I don't think he would have the speed advantage over Usyk, nor do I think he would have the athletic advantage over Usyk. So then it would just become about, does Tyson Fury think he could he maul in Oleksandr Usyk? Could he throw him around the ring and kind of use those roughhousing tactics to deal Wilder? And he might be able to, but the thing is, to do it, he's going to have to get out the way of some really precise, sharp punches. And Tyson Fury ain't exactly George Chuvalo when it comes to his chin and his durability, as he's shown at every level of boxing, whether it be, the British level when he fought John McDermott, Nikolai Furta, when he fought Steve Cunningham, when he fought Deontay Wilder. He's been dropped by all kinds of different styles, all kinds of different opponents at every different level of boxing. So we know his chin ain't the greatest, although it is hard to finish him. He can get clipped, he can get hurt. And Usyk might be the kind of guy that actually does him in altogether. And maybe he's considered that. Maybe with all the money he has in his banking account and all the things he's achieved, he's content with that, and he doesn't feel like he needs to step in there with the Usyk, because that's just a whole different kind of killer. But make of that what you will. Tyson Fury says he's retired from boxing, does not have the Ring Magazine title anymore, but still has a WBC belt. So the WBC may just, let him keep the belt, or strip him in 2 weeks and then make Wilder versus Helenius happen. You just don't know the WBC. They have their own rules, and they make them and break them as they go up. So we will definitely be monitoring this very, very closely here on True School Sports. But let me know what y'all guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, because we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and I know with your guys' help, we're going to get there quickly and swiftly. So with that being said, take care, God bless, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.